Hey team, to make your first income outside of medicine, you need to ask yourself this one question. And this is a question that every doctor who successfully increased their income has asked themselves. And this is a question I had to ask myself too. Now, most doctors will ask, how can I earn more per hour? But what you should be asking is, how much value can I generate with what I already know? Welcome to episode 2 of a 6-part series where I'm going to be sharing lessons that I have learned on monetizing skills from the knowledge that you already have without having to leave medicine. Now, the first shift that you need to make is from a time system to a value system. Stop trading time for money. That is the lowest way or lowest level that you can be at if you're trying to increase your income. Now, if you haven't seen episode 1, what are you doing? Now's the time. And make sure you hit subscribe so you don't make that mistake again and miss the next one. And if you did watch episode 1, you would have done your homework and you would have asked yourselves, what are the skills that you have and what are you known for? And what are you good at? And that's what we're going to use in this episode to start your first alternative income stream. Now, I want you to cast your mind back to 2016. And if you weren't there, I'll tell you about it. It was a great year. Leicester had just won the English Premier League. LeBron James made the biggest comeback in the NBA Finals from 3-1 down to win. Wizkid and Drake released the highest charting and highest selling Afrobeat single of all time, One Dance, and life was just good. It was the year of the underdog and arguably the best summer in recent history. But unfortunately for me, something major happened that year. Junior doctors lost the strikes. And so at that point in time, I realized I needed to make a decision and I needed to take control of my career. And that's where I came across Portfolio Career and also created the Portfolio Pathway. I'm Dr. Nix and I help doctors design portfolio careers so that they do have options when it comes to alternative income and don't have to be relying on one single employer with one single salary. Now, if you stay with me to the end, I'm going to take you through the 3 options that you have for creating your first alternative income stream. To get straight to it, there's knowledge monetization, service monetization, and product monetization. But the overall concept of this is that you need to break away from the mindset of time equals money. It should be a value system. You are an asset and you bring value. Now, with knowledge monetization, all that is very simply is the knowledge, the experience, and the expertise that you have up here, okay? And it is about monetizing that in a way that is valuable. To give you an example, if you were doing medical writing or if you were teaching, you have the knowledge already, you have the experience, and you have the expertise, and so you monetize that. The second is service. This is universal. Anyone who wants to make money, if you offer a service to somebody, if you reduce the time that they need to use, or that they need to spend doing anything, you will increase their money. So you consult for a health tech company, for example, you reduce the time of market research they need because you are using your expertise to reduce the amount of time that they need. So you're saving them money. Reviewing, editing, all of these are service monetization. You're monetizing a service. The third is product monetization, whether that's a digital product online, which is universal, whether it's a book, whether it's a device, whether it's a medical device or a non-medical device, it is a physical or digital product. These are the 3 main ways that you can monetize. Now, the question you need to ask yourself, like I said, what value do you already have that you can monetize with? So what a lot of doctors do is they need more money. And when they need more money, they earn more money by trading their time for money, usually with locums or extra shifts. And then they spend more money. And then because they've spent more money, they need more money again. And so they work harder. And so what happens is you work hard, you earn more, you spend more, and then you need more again. And then you have to work hard. And this is what I call the spiral of lack. But we don't do things like that over here at Portfolio Launch. We use the Portfolio Pathway where we reverse that, where we have a flywheel of abundance, where we use one skill to create one offer, to create one scalable engine, which increases our income, and it just perpetuates and perpetuates and perpetuates. So what you first need to do is identify knowledge, service, or product. Which of these 3 would you say suits you best? Send me a message with which one you have chosen. You can do that via my school community. The link is below. Or send me a DM on Instagram and let's get talking. Those are the 3 main categories of how you can increase your income or start an alternative income. But it really starts with a decision. Now, you don't need more time and you don't need to necessarily think about things more and more and get more information before you pick one of these. In episode 3, we're going to be talking about how much you can actually earn with each of these options and which is best for you, to be an employee for somebody else or to go the business route. Now, there's some of you who are watching this and you don't actually need any more information. You don't actually need any more time. You just need to decide. And if you've made that decision, then I'm running a cohort of people who are ready to take this next step for increasing their income and having an alternative career. And it's an accelerator. It's the Portfolio Launch Accelerator. So send me a DM or send me an email and we'll have a chat and get cracking. Now, I'll tell you what I first did. The first of these three that I picked when I was in the same position that you might be in right now. After 2016, I decided that actually I have service skills. I'm going to use my service skills. I'm going to use my hands and my doctoring knowledge together to provide a service for Fulham Football Club. As many of you know, I work for Fulham Football Club as a match day doctor. And in that instance, whilst time is still being exchanged, it is a value exchange because I get to dictate the price that I'm worth or what that time is worth to me to go to Fulham Football Club. So that's where I started, but it wasn't just going there for one thing. It was part of a wider strategy. It helped me with my career. I'm not saying that you cannot exchange time for money at all. You can, but you need to be the one who's deciding when and where. So the first thing that I did was to become a matchday doctor at Fulham Football Club. And I did that because I actually wanted to watch football games for free, but I also knew I could use my expertise, could use my knowledge and provide a service to the football club in exchange for being able to watch Premier League games and also getting paid a fee that I was happy with, which was more than a day's fee if I was working hours within the hospital. It also broadened my network and allowed me to meet other people. It trained me up in disaster management and so on and so forth. So me as an asset became more valuable. I hope this is making sense. And the lesson there for me, because I started that as an SHO, was that it didn't really matter that I hadn't done 10 years as a doctor. What mattered was I had the confidence and the ability to identify that skill set was appropriate for that role. And that allowed me to broaden my network within the sports space and within the events industry. So we're going back again. If you go back to your homework from episode 1 and think about the skills that you have and how you can package them. But also I want you in this episode to think about, is it service monetization, knowledge monetization, or product? Some of you have got some great ideas when it comes to innovation and with products, but we'll speak about that another time. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video.